Phil Twyford.
And now back to the future. Mr Speaker, I've spent a bit of time in Canterbury lately, and I'm convinced that one of the great failings of this government is the Canterbury rebuild. It's been a case of too slow, too little, and woefully lacking in execution. It's been 3 years since the first Christchurch earthquake. 3 years, and the rebuild is only just beginning. That is unbelievable. 3 years of waiting. The people of Canterbury have just endured their third winter since the first earthquake, since both earthquakes. And for too many people in Canterbury, they're putting up with a housing crisis that has seen them paying hundreds of dollars every week to rent a caravan, to squash a family into a sleep out or someone's spare room. It is totally unacceptable. House prices, Mr Speaker, are up 25% in Canterbury since December 2011. 25%. Rents are up 25%. House prices are the highest, the most unaffordable in any city outside Auckland. And the government's own officials say that up to 7,400 people in Canterbury are officially homeless. And Nick Smith and now Jerry Brownlee today get up in this House and say there's no housing crisis in Canterbury, there's just a challenge. Well, the challenge, sir, is for the people of Canterbury putting up with a government that has demonstrated two massive blind spots when it comes to the Canterbury rebuild. Now, the first blind spot has been Jerry Brownlee and Nick Smith's oversight, if you could call it that. Now, it might be for the National Party that affordable housing is a technicality. It might be that it's a minor matter, but they've completely overlooked affordability when it comes to the rebuild. There are houses being built on the outskirts of city, on new greenfields land and developments like Wigram Skies and Preston's Road, but few, if any of them, are affordable to ordinary Cantabrians. This is a huge gap in the rebuild, Mr Speaker, and Labor will plug that gap. We will deliver 10,000 affordable starter homes for first home buyers over 4 years. High quality, affordable homes for first home buyers. Now, Mr Speaker, the other big blind spot of this government's approach to the rebuild is that they are a lot better at demolition than they are at building. The human wrecking ball, Jerry Brownlee, gave himself wartime powers to compulsorily acquire new land. He's used those powers mostly to demolish, not to build. And the great Lyndon Johnson once said that any jackass can kick down a barn, but it takes a craftsman to build one. And sir, that says it all about Jerry Brownlee's approach to the Christchurch rebuild. This is why the rebuild has been so slow, because Jerry Brownlee thinks that demolition and hope is a rebuild plan. And sir, that is why Labor has announced the formation of the New Brighton Community Revitalisation Project. We will back the efforts of local residents in New Brighton. We will back the local business community. We'll work with the council, and we will consolidate the old retail area in New Brighton that's fallen on hard times, and we will turn that community into a vibrant, modern, character beachside suburb, sir, with hundreds of new units of affordable housing. New Brighton is a microcosm of many other parts of Canterbury. It's a community that's been knocked around by the earthquakes. It has fantastic natural assets, an amazing beach. It's close to the Avon Otakaro River precinct. What it's missing is a government that's prepared to roll up its sleeves and back the efforts of the local community. I cannot believe that this national government have missed the New Brighton as an opportunity to revitalise that community and help rebuild the kind of place where Cantabrians want to live and to work and to play. Labor's approach, sir, is creative, it's hands-on. We announced a package of announcements on the weekend, including Kiwi Assure, including the smart use of empty but habitable houses in the red zone. We promised 10,000 affordable starter homes in Canterbury over 10 years, and we will get behind the efforts of local people in New Brighton. We will work with the Christchurch City Council, with the private sector and the community to revitalise New Brighton. Thank you.
Honourable Tohanari.